Hi everybody! Today I have another book review for you guys. And that book is The Very Persistent Gappers of The Very Persistent Gappers of Fred by George Saunders, illustrated by Lane Smith. So basically this book is about gappers. And gappers are these weird, furry, orange creatures that love goats. They love goats so much that they get onto the goat and they start screaming because they are so excited about goats. The goats don't like this and they go crazy. They stop eating and then they pass out from starvation. So there's this little town called Fripp. And when I say little, I mean there's only 3 houses in Fripp. Well, Fripp relies on goats. I mean, they sell the goats for money and then they milk the goats for milk and then they use that milk for cheese. So yeah, they rely on goats. So they have to find a way to keep these gappers off of those goats. So the children of Fripp have to go out every day with a brush and a sack and scrape off all of those gappers and dump them into the nearby ocean. Well, the gappers climb out of the ocean, climb up on the sand, and climb up the hill, and right back on those goats. So it's a never-ending cycle every single day for those children of Fripp. I wouldn't like to do that. I mean, I barely even like to clean my room. It just wouldn't work. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the families of Fripp. There are the Ronsons, which are Carol and Sid, and their 2 daughters. Their daughters are kind of uptight, so to say. And then there's the Bees, and they're singers. It's Mrs. B and her 2 boys, who are pretty crazy. They love to roughhouse and mess a lot of things up. And then lastly, there's Capable and her father. Capable has just lost her mom. And ever since then, her dad doesn't like change. So much so that he only eats white food because the last thing his wife made him was rice. Crazy, huh? Well, in this story, the main character is Capable. And Capable has a little trouble. You see, there's one very smart gapper. And he comes up with the idea of only going to Capable's house because Capable's house is the closest to the ocean. And when they get out, they don't want to have to spread out everywhere. They want to get as many goats as they can in one stop. So they all head out to Capable's house. And they just stay there. And so, the Bees and the Ronsons, they come out to start scraping their gappers. And they don't see anything. So, their parents are just like, it must have been something they did. Well, it's just their bad luck and we don't want that, so we're not going to help them. Capable asks for help and she doesn't get it. So she decides to sell her goats and fish instead, like they used to do way before they used goats. So, since there's no more goats there, the next house over are the Bees. So that's where the gappers go. And the same thing happens. They ask for help and they don't get it. So instead of selling their goats and just going to fish, they move their house farther away. So the Ronsons now have the gappers. And the same thing happens. They ask for help and they don't get it. So instead of just selling their goats and just starting to fish, they move their house beside the Bees so they're farther away. And this happens over and 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 over again until both of their houses are sunken in a swamp far, far away from the neighborhood. While Capable and her dad are eating fish, they're living good, they're stuck in a swamp. So they need a little help. I'm going to stop right there so you can finish the entire story for yourself. Just look the book up, The Very Persistent Gappers of Fripp, or look up George Saunders. As you can see, a book that he's already written is 10th of December, so you may want to go check that out as well. Just look up him, look up Lane Smith, look up any of these things right here on this cover, and you can go get this book. I really recommend it. It's really, really cool. And the illustrations are they're crazy, but they're kind of cute. Let me show you one that I personally really like. Right here. Miss B's dream. Crazy, huh? But kind of cool. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.